Hello and welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Keisha and I'm here to do a little update, talk about books today, talk about what's going on in my life, what I've been busying myself with, where the heck I've been. I've been around the last couple weeks of September slash the first week of October has felt interesting. It's felt like a very interesting vibe. I know there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. In astrology, we just finished an eclipse portal. There's literally a full moon tonight, and the last couple of nights, the moon has been like this glowing orb in the sky. It's been absolutely beautiful, but the energy has been shifting, the seasons have been shifting. I have been exhausted when I tell you guys that I literally fell asleep Friday and Saturday night at like 6 p.m. on my couch and had like a nap for a few hours. That's been the vibe. So we're here. Um, I'm here to talk about a couple of my book club picks that I started reading. Honestly, only in the last like handful of days because I'm doing two book clubs in the month of October. I tend to do this to myself. I tend to read a lot in October, like kind of overwhelm myself with books because it's such a spooky kind of atmospheric vibe that I just want to read as many books as I possibly can in October. So we're going to chat a little bit about that. I did do a spooky book club this time last year, and this was with my neighbor. So it was kind of her spooky book club where we read The Orphanage on the Lake. Where the heck is it? The Orphanage by the Lake. Actually, it's right here by Daniel G. Miller. I really liked this book. It was kind of the perfect amount of spooky vibes. And then we all got together and chatted about it as one does for a book club. Side note, you may notice that there is a shelf behind me and I'm filming somewhere a little bit different. I did a little mini project yesterday and did not film any of it at all. Realized once I got home that there was no filming that happened. But it is this kind of really beautiful bookshelf that was going to be a gallery wall at first. And then, I still want to put some stuff on the wall and make it kind of cohesive. But for right now, this is where one of my altars used to be. It was this tiny kind of three-tiered shelf that was very rickety. But the wall behind this wall here was just this blank white wall. So anytime, I was seeing clients or my girlfriend was working here as well because this is our home office, it was looking a little hospital-y, kind of like my downstairs bathroom before I did that summer reno. So just like a blank white wall, not very inspiring, not very fun. So we started with this little bookshelf that I got at IKEA. I had a budget of $100. And you know me, I love to do a home decor project on a budget. So a lot of these pieces I obviously already had, which is really helpful when you're doing something like um, any sort of decor project. But I was able to get the shelf from IKEA for $45. And then this lantern and this kind of gold, can you even see that? This like gold mousy guy wearing glasses. He's really cute. Oh my God, I'm just knocking things around. This little guy from HomeSense, he looks very academic, very smart, very kind of cutesy. So I've got a couple of, fun pieces in the shelf as always. Anytime you do a decor project, like this is going to change over time. I'm just awkwardly holding him one moment. Okay, so it will shift over time. I also got like a little tea light and then a little kind of floral basket. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me show you. Tea light in front of my mousy guy. And then if we move up to the top here, this floral basket hanging on the wall. I was able to thrift him. I don't think it's a him, it's probably a her. I was able to thrift her as well from a new vintage shop that I had went to with my friend. Let's just set that back here. I don't love the fact that this cord is obviously dangling down from the bookcase, but my friend and I had already nailed the backboard onto it, so we couldn't necessarily slip the cord out the back. So I might have to like make a little hole so that I can do that because this is bugging me, but it's such a vibe. I can show you guys a clip of what it looks like at night with this little lantern and his tea light and like everything kind of lit up and warm and cozy. Anyways, that was my Sunday project. My Sunday project, you guys. I need more caffeine. It's one of those Mondays today. Stand by. Okay. Oh, I also went just like so ping ponging back and forth. I also went and got my shellac removed from my nails, so they're like a little brittle. But I'm loving having bare nails again because I went back in my photos and realized I've literally been getting my nails done for the last year, which I loved, and it was a lot of fun and a way to be creative. But now that I'm just like teaching and training so much, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to be dealing with like nails that get really long and just like hit things and snag things. So, anyways, bare naked nails. Let's get into chatting about the books that I am going to be reading for October that I've already started. And you guys, they might actually turn into 5-star reads. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like they might. So, my book club pick for October is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. I am there's no chapter numbers. I'm on page 60. Each chapter is the name of a different character as we're getting to know the characters throughout the book. I will say there's a lot of names, a lot of names. Like being this far into the book, I've probably already been hit with like 30 different characters' names that I'm trying to keep straight because it's a neighborhood with different families, um, parents, kids, explaining the dynamics. There's a lot of characters, you guys, but I love that this book takes place on October 31st. Like the whole book is Halloween Day. So that kind of creepy, eerie vibe has really got me hooked. And we're following these different dynamics between, drama between parents and different crushes that some of these teenage kids have on each other, and the relationships that been building all throughout their school years and in living on this Paramenter road. One of the dads always makes this really creepy, kind of spooky, haunted woods for Halloween, but I guess this is the last year that it's happening. Then there's like, some infidelity between wife and husband, and, some of the different trials and tribulations that the children are going through, kind of describing their relationships with each other. And there's this big Halloween party that everybody's looking forward to tonight. And there's been some kind of creepy moments because, some of the kids are trick or treating and they're wearing costumes and they can't quite recognize one of the kids dressed up. And they're like, is that so and so? Is that this person? Is it that person? And he's kind of got this very like eerie vibe to him, but nobody can quite tell who the scarecrow is. And then when the dad's setting up the woods with his daughter at the beginning of the book, he thinks it's just like typical Halloween pranksters, or kids being kids. And he has a very kind of eerie experience with another trick or treater, or so he thinks. There's kind of this common theme between these odd kids that are showing up in very old, outdated, and interesting costumes. Not costumes that you would see in the setting of the book, which is in the 80s. It seems like they're from another time. So obviously, as a reader, we're going, okay, what the heck? Where are these kids coming from? What's going on? And that's as far as I've gotten in this read here. But I've got until the 25th to finish it for my book club. The other book that I am reading for my neighbor's book club is Keep It in the Family by John Mars. This book has really got me. Like, I'm loving both of them for different reasons, but if you want to talk about a book that like sinks its teeth into you and just like keeps you flipping page after page, that would be this book. I'm on chapter 16, page 71, and the premise of this book is that this couple decides to purchase um, a house, but it needs a lot of work. And, uh, the husband's parents were going to buy it. They decided to buy it. She doesn't particularly get along very well with her husband's mom, so her mother in law. Anyways, they've got a bunch of renovations that they need to get done on this house. And they've been trying to get pregnant. So that's kind of like sprinkled throughout the story as well. Um, but weird things start happening. And the prologue, especially at the very beginning, just has you going, what the fuck is going on in this book? Like, it's really disturbing, very kind of traumatic, and it just keeps going. Like, it's very fast paced. I'm not like, oh my gosh, like what are they building up to? No, like we're in it in this book. I read a chapter this morning where I still haven't quite put the pieces together, but it was so disturbing and fucked up that I was left feeling uncomfortable. And I mean, I read a lot of horror novels, thrillers, mysteries, and there's been a couple of books before where I've got that same feeling where I'm like, oh, do I put it down? Do I keep reading it? Like, is this just gonna get worse? Like, I don't know if I can stomach this. Like, what is happening? And I've had a moment like that in reading this book so far. Um, it's really good. It's really good. As part of my new kind of morning routine, I've been setting a timer in the morning instead of scrolling on my phone and reading a book for an hour. And I just read this one this morning, and now I log all my pages in Goodreads, so I'm like 18% done in this one, 18% done in All Hallows. So I'm feeling like I'm kind of reading them in tandem because I basically have to be finished them at the same time. But I could have kept reading. If I didn't have other responsibilities in my life to tend to today, I absolutely would have kept reading because it's messy. It's messy. It's terrifying. And I love that this was the book that we picked for this book club. So I'm going to keep you guys posted as I move through the chapters. I'm going to be reading a lot more in October than I normally would because keep in mind, I've put my other two books on the back burner to finish these in time for book club. But if I start to really make some headway, then I can also start reading some other chapters of the other books that I'm reading. So that makes four. I'm literally reading four books in the month of October. Is that a little crazy? Yes. Did I do this to myself last year? Also, yes. So I know it's possible. I know I can do it. I'm just having a really, really good time, and I've been very disappointed with my reads this year. I've had one 5-star read, and that was Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao back in the spring. And other than that, it's been nothing but 3-star reads for me, and I'm kind of sick of it. So I'm hoping that one or both of these books will be a 5-star read for me, you guys. And I'll take you along as I continue to just plow through them. Guys, what is going on? It is Sunday evening. It's been a handful of days since I felt like filming. To be honest, I've been kind of up and down this week, really, really exhausted. I just keep falling asleep between 5 and 7 p.m. and taking a nap. Like, that kind of is exhausted where you can't even stop yourself from falling asleep. And it could have to do with the whole seasonal shifts, and it's getting colder and darker outside. Or it could just, be an abundance of exhaustion as a result of go, go, go and doing all of the things. Regardless, I am here. A little life update. It was Thanksgiving this weekend. I guess technically Thanksgiving is tomorrow, but it was the long weekend, and my girlfriend and I decided to opt out of the traditional like making a big dinner and having people over, because it's just not where we're at this year. I love Thanksgiving and I usually have friends over and make different dishes and it's a whole thing, but I'm actually really grateful that we decided not to do that this time around, because I just did not have the energy for it. Like, woke up this morning, read my book for a little bit, ended up going to the gym. Don't know why I went. It sounded like a good idea, but I was exhausted. I think I moved my body for like 30 minutes before I decided I wanted to just come back home and cozy up. So that's exactly what I did. I spent a few hours today reading, and I wanted to update you guys on where I'm at in Keep It in the Family by John Mars, because I have 2 weeks left until I have to have this book finished for one of my book clubs, and I think I'm like just under halfway through it. I'm on chapter 38, page 165, and I'm loving this book, you guys. So far, I am absolutely loving it. Boo-boos, come here, stand by. We've got a little chihuahua that wants to join the party. I'm loving this book so far, and there's a lot of different characters, and we're jumping timelines. So even chapter 38 says like 38 years earlier. So we're going through different point of views of the husband and wife, the husband's parents, so his mom and his dad, and then what I assume is the murderer, and I say assume, but I know is the murderer in this book through various years. So he spent many years killing because he's a serial killer, specifically children, and we're trying to put the pieces together of when this started, why it started, what his family background was, and why he even adopted this behavior to begin with. And it's starting to get a little bit confusing but exciting at the same time, because the wife of the husband and wife duo that bought this house to renovate it and then found these bodies in the attic, she's like mentally struggling right now, but also going through and sifting through all of the different evidence to put the pieces together and figure out what happened in that house that they bought, why certain clues and things weren't investigated further, and kind of doing her own investigation, because she's becoming very obsessed with what happened and how these different bodies ended up in their attic. And the author's kind of woven the story so that you're getting a deeper understanding of the husband, his mom, his dad, going back to their school years when they were like in, I think, high school. But I can't really tell. So we're jumping timelines. We're also getting little snippets of like, for example, an autopsy report or a snippet from the news, and just kind of like different little clues throughout that are kind of sending you in one direction, and then you're going, okay, wait a second, maybe it's going in this direction. I don't know, but it's really fun to just kind of follow. And I feel really bad for Mia, the gal, the main character, who's had this baby in a very traumatic way and doesn't feel attached to her child at all, and is now terrified that one, she's gonna do further harm to her own child, or that the world in general is gonna do something bad to her son as a result of finding these 7 different bodies of children over the years in her attic. So she's kind of going through her own mental health challenges, but also the only one that seems to be trying to put the pieces together and figure out what the heck happened. So I'm really enjoying reading this so far. It starts like right off the hop, like you get right into it, and it just kind of keeps building and things move really quickly, which just keeps me turning page after page. I also like that each chapter is no more than like 3 or 4 pages, so you can get through like I don't know, 5 to 7 chapters quite quickly, and it makes you feel like you're progressing. There's nothing I just like more than a book that has chapters that are just way too long. And like before I even start reading it, I'll skim through and be like, ugh, I don't feel like reading that many pages right now. But when they're like, some pages are even like two, or some chapters are even like 2 pages. So that just feels really digestible to me, and I'm just kind of flying through it. So I'm enjoying this. I haven't read All Hallows yet today. My pattern right now is kind of reading this book, and then tomorrow I'll read All Hallows, and just kind of interchanging day by day so that I can have them both finished in the next couple of weeks. It is evening. It is like late night. It's almost midnight. I'm feeling very night owl-y this evening. I don't know if you can hear Boo tap dancing in the kitchen, but he wants a snack. I'm feeling quite snacky. So I'm going to eat something, probably do a little bit more reading, and then watch some Gilmore Girls before I fall asleep, because I am on season 5. I'm just blowing through my rewatching of Gilmore Girls this year and loving it. But I'll keep you guys posted on some of my reading updates. I'm really trying to get in as much reading this weekend as I can, because it is a long weekend, and I will update you guys tomorrow on All Hallows. All right, it is Monday. I almost said it was Sunday. It's Monday of the long weekend, and I have spent this day curled up on the couch reading for at least 3 hours. I think it was a little bit longer than 3 hours, you guys. Today I'm reading All Hallows. I've at least hit 50%. I'm on page 183. Again, these chapters are the names of people, so but a good way through the book. And I couldn't stop turning the page today. Honestly, it was so fun. Very spooky Halloween vibes, specifically because, again, this book takes place all on October 31st. There's drama between different families. There's genuinely scary, kind of triggering content with one of the couples here, and there's moments where like people are literally running for their lives, and I was terrified, and it was great. Would have been nice if the weather could have, been like gloomy or rainy or spooky vibes. It's quite sunny out today, so that didn't really match for my atmospheric reading, but I'm having a lot of fun. And what I really like that Christopher Golden does in this book is really speaks to the different messy dynamics of adults, their teenage children, or even like younger children. And there's still an eerie creepiness that's going on in the book around these random children that nobody seems to know where they came from, running from the Cunning Man, and we don't necessarily know what the Cunning Man is yet. So there is like a creepy feel there, but then a very real messed up feel of these messy family dynamics and arguments that are breaking out in the woods when they're doing this kind of haunted woods walk. And I'm really enjoying it so far, because it speaks to the very real feelings and relationship dynamics that I can relate to, having grown up. And this Parmenter Road, or this cul-de-sac where all of these families live, is serving a certain type of person, like a certain type of family dynamic where you're trying to like keep up appearances, but like really behind closed doors, shit is not what it appears to be. And I feel like I just know that all too well. So as a result of my upbringing too. So I wonder if the author has personal experience in that way, because he speaks to it very well. I really enjoy his style of writing. It's easy to read, but he explains things so beautifully. I wish I had highlighted some of the stuff that he explains in such a way, but I'm really enjoying it. I've never read a book before by Christopher Golden, but loving this. Honestly, I'm thinking it's gonna be a 5 stars. I went back in my Goodreads and I realized I had previously said a few clipbacks, or maybe even in another video, that Water Moon was my only 5-star read, and I realized that wasn't true. I've had 3 5-star reads apparently that I just forgot about. One being Water Moon, of course. The other one being the Final Girl Support Group by JD. Why do I keep wanting to say JD? Grady Hendrix. And then what was the other one? Oh, The Child by Kate Waters. I don't know. I'll put it up here for you guys. But I've had a few 5-star reads, more than I actually thought. Last year I had a lot of 4-star reads and 5-star reads, and this year, because it's been a mix of 3, a couple of 5s, but mostly 3, maybe that's why I feel like I've been just losing, hitting L's with my reading this year. But no, these 2 books that I'm reading right now, I love them both for different reasons. They are both real page turners. And I think I picked the perfect books to read in the month of October. So that's where I'm at with my reading. It's been a very chill weekend. And when I say chill, I mean like I'm doing nothing. I'm really doing nothing and feeling really good about it. I feel like sometimes because I am so go, go, go in life, and I'm sure you guys can relate as well, you kind of get stuck in that sympathetic nervous system energy where you're just so used to showing up. Even if you are exhausted, you're kind of bypassing your body's signs that it's really tired. And slowing down in the last couple of days, I've really realized that, one, I'm very fortunate that I do have a strong immune system and I have not gotten sick, because it seems like everybody around me is sick, but that my body is tired and perhaps using a lot of its energy to fight off the sicknesses that are all around me. So I've been laying on my couch. I've been drinking lots of water, taking lots of naps, refueling as I'm a chronic undereater, and like really trying to just feed my body, rest as much as I can before things really kick off for busy season. I'm still going strong. Today would be 6 weeks of no vaping, and I'm honestly quite proud of myself for that. That doesn't mean that it's not coming with its challenges. It most certainly is difficult some days. Yesterday was one of those more difficult days where I just felt like stuck in between who I'm becoming and who I was, and in this weird void of like, who even am I? And that passes, of course, as it always does. But when you're in it, it just feels kind of soul sucking a little bit. But 6 weeks today, which is pretty impressive. Yes, I'm still chewing the nicotine gum. It's really getting me through. I'm trying to relieve any sort of pressure for myself to stop chewing that by a certain date either, because I just don't think that's helpful. I feel like I'm going through enough as it is. And a couple of positive changes that I've seen. My skin, much happier, more glowy, like the pigments come back into my skin. I'm finding I'm having less breakouts. And then I don't normally step on the scale, but I was just curious because I know I've been eating more because nicotine's an appetite suppressant. So that really added to, me just not feeling hungry, and for as much as I'm physically active and athletic, not eating enough to fuel the workouts that I do. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see today that I'm steadily gaining weight in a healthy way. And that made me really happy. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very calm. I haven't really wanted to be filming or in front of the camera very much. So I, again, haven't been putting any pressure on myself to do that. But today I was feeling good. I feel like I've rested enough that I could come and genuinely just like chat and give you guys an update in terms of where I'm at, what I'm doing. And that's basically it. We're going into the 3rd week of October and I can't even believe it, but that means I have 2 weeks left to finish reading this book and keep it in the family. I'm just small chunks every day, truly. I don't read a ton, but I am somebody that's kind of always reading, and I know everybody has their own reading goals. My goal this year is to finish 2 books a month, so by the end of the year I would have read 24 books. Last year I think I finished off at 17, but I'm not a fast reader by any means, and I really like to savor my books, especially if I'm really enjoying them. That being said, every day if you want to pick up reading and you're like, oh, that sounds good, I have all these books that I want to like start reading and I just never have the time, or it just seems like such a daunting task, my recommendation would be just set aside 20 to 30 minutes every day, set a timer and pick up your book and read it until the timer goes off. It's been such a game changer for me, having these 2 book clubs coming up in 2 weeks from now, to read for an hour every morning and just get in that reading time. Because if you were to look at the stats on your phone of like your screen time or the time that you spend scrolling, I guarantee you'd be appalled. So swapping that out for reading time, easy little switch, especially if it's a book that you're super interested in and has really like got you flipping page after page. I will finish these books. I'm very confident now that I will have both of these books done by my book club, and I will keep updating you guys as I continue to read them. Okay, you guys, quick update on Keep It in the Family. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I'm on page 244, chapter 53, and this author is exceptional. They had me going in one direction, believing one thing about who the killer was in this story, and then completely flipped the script on me, and it was just such a plot twist. I just couldn't stop reading it this morning, and I've still got quite a few chapters left, so I'm curious what they're gonna do with this much of the book left to go. Again, very fast moving, very messed up. It's almost like the original story, which still seemed really kind of twisted and dark. I think that's even what it says on the front of the book. Clever, twisted, and dark as mighty hell. Yes. Take that and then imagine it just snowballing to something that you honestly couldn't even imagine. So I want to get more time in today to read this and see what else John Mars can come up with in the last little bit of this book. I'm now understanding the title of the book and why it is called Keep It in the Family. And originally I just kind of passed over this book, not thinking much of it. I actually gifted it to my neighbor because it was on her Goodreads, and I'm kind of feeling a little silly because it's actually so freaking good, you guys. It's insane. So hopefully I'll finish that up in the next couple of days, most likely. Hello, Tino. Hello, Tino. And today I'm thinking I'm just gonna I might have time. Here's the thing. I'm thinking that I need to clean out my front closet that's behind me and prep it for winter. So bring down my, our winter boots and jackets and take away all of the summer and spring stuff so that the front closet actually makes sense for our needs, because it's getting quite a bit chillier outside. So I think I have time to do that. Maybe let's just do that. What do you think, Teeny? Time to clean? He's ready. All right, so this is the front closet that I was talking to you guys about. As you can see, there is summer and spring shoes, sandals, no boots, some like baseball gloves and such. This really fun Velcro pad game that we love to play in the field in the summer, but again, we're not gonna do that now that it's getting colder outside. Bug spray, sunscreen, all things that cannot or don't have to be in this closet for probably like the next 6 months. So I'm gonna pull everything out of here, give it a wipe, and then I've brought down my big winter bin with all of our boots and jackets and mitts and hats and stuff. And I just want to give this a reorganize so that it's more functional for what we need it to be right now. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, we don't have a ton of, for 2 women, I must say we don't have a ton of shoes, but like my pink Vans that I love so much, I'm not gonna be wearing in the fall and winter. Slippers can go upstairs. I think I'm gonna give these a wash, like just kind of wipe them down and then use them in my office as like a slip-on shoe. Some of these like regular runners, I guess I could leave out for now, but then we'll end up tucking them away once it's snowing and you literally can't wear them outside. Same thing, my fall Vans, I can still kind of wear them right now, so I'm just creating some little piles of fall shoes, go away shoes, upstairs. My boots can definitely stay. And I do want to give it a vacuum because it just gets so dirty, as any shoe closet would. Okay. So let's take my outside broom, tuck this over here. And then, this is for one of the dog bags. Actually, I think that can also go upstairs. Let's hope my girlfriend doesn't come back from jujitsu too soon because I'm literally making this mess right in front of the door. Okay. There is 2 sweaters. I knew there was more than one for them. That's the dog's basket. What is this for? Oh, I think I was gonna donate that one, so I'll move that over there. This can go in here as well. Hummingbird feeder that I honestly just gave up, you guys, this summer because I was not getting any hummingbirds, so can try again next year with that. Oh my gosh. And bocce, we're probably not gonna play bocce. I don't think we even played it once this season, if I'm being honest. So let's wipe this. Let's wipe this off. Fall shoes. I'm very OCD, you guys, so like tucking the laces into shoes when I put them in the closet brings me a lot of joy. A lot of joy. These guys, I mean, I might still wear them. What else do we got here? These are out, so I'd imagine she'll still probably wear those. What? And how am I gonna fit our boots in here? Actually, I think it should be okay. Okay, and then these can go upstairs. The boys' basket can remain. They do have like jackets and sweaters that might be better left out like so. I think there's another dog jacket up here. We can leave that there. I think it was Tino's jacket where the zipper broke, so we can get rid of this because we replaced it last year. Don't mind me just sucking up some of these leaves. Before I start putting things in and taking things out, I also want to see what's going on the top here because my girlfriend has a lot of hats and I just want to see what's going on. Okay. So I've got my little book bag that my neighbor got me, which I thought is so cute, and honestly I forget about it up there, so I'm gonna take that down so that when I'm going back and forth to the studio, if I decide to bring a book, I can protect it and throw it in that little bag in my other bags. And then we've got, I guess these can share a hanger here. Is there like a better way to, there we go. Tuck those over there. Okay. So we have got mittens, of course. I think my girlfriend only has one pair of mitts. I have two. So I'll toss these up here to the side. Mittens, mittens, mittens. Shimmy these over a little bit. What else do we have here? This really cute ear warmer that I picked up last year, you guys, in all of my favorite colors. I guess it's by Anthropologie. I just picked it up off a gal on Marketplace, but I absolutely love it. So I can put that up here as well with the hats. We don't have many scarves. Like, it's literally just this one scarf, but maybe this year, instead of folding it, I'm just going to give it its own hanger so it's like easily accessible. Tuck that there. There's not a ton of stuff in here. I'm pulling out our Aritzia Super Puffs because these jackets are literally like wearing a sleeping bag outside in the winter, and because we live somewhere that can get up to like -40 and even colder, having a really long parka like that is a must. And I got this one for a smoke and deal off a girl on Marketplace last year. I just love it. So we've got the Super Puff, and my girlfriend also has a Super Puff, just in a little bit of a bigger size, because the traps on that girl are insane. So a little bit of a bigger size. Here's her Super Puff. She's gonna be really happy to see I hung this up in the closet, because when she takes the dogs outside in the morning, it's chilly. So we've got our puffs, and then, oh yeah, see, I threw like Rogue sandals that I already threw in here in preparation for it being cold. So we can put those back in here eventually. And then these are all of our winter boots. So you know what, maybe I will shimmy things around. I don't even know where all of her beanies are, so I'd like to add them here as well. She's got like hats sprawled all over the house. She's a hat gal. So here's winter boots, her winter boots. And let's move you guys down, because we're going down. Will I wear, I'm trying to decide if I will wear these again before the season is over. I mean, it'll probably just force me to wear my fall ones. I can put these in the bin because realistically, we've got like maybe 2 weeks left before it's going to snow. Should I put the bocce stuff in here? Probably not. It's gonna make the bin really heavy. Oh my God, it's so heavy. I'm gonna put this in the craft closet. That just feels right. Same with the hummingbird feeder. So that means, yeah, I guess I can just start plopping my shoes in here. I don't know what my girlfriend wants to do with some of her shoes. I know she's still wearing them, so maybe I'll wait until she gets back to ask her. But I can plop some of our winter boots in here. I picked up these really fun Adidas. I think they were like $20 at Winners. I'd seen them there in the off season for forever, and I just thought they were like such fun colors and like comfy, easy to slip on when I'm going to and from the studio, but warm and like super great soles with a lot of traction. So I'll plop those in there. Hi, boo-boos. Hi, baby. We're taking Boo to the vet on Friday because he's got a little sore on the tip of his ear that looks like a little better today than it did yesterday, but yesterday it looked kind of infected. So, but he's in good spirits. What am I doing? I'm switching things over here, bud. Maybe like that. And then I can toss these, whoa, the mitts, the bug spray for sure in here. This will go upstairs. Is that it for the summer bin? Wow, that was a speedy task, you guys. I honestly thought that was gonna take longer than it did. And here is one of her hats. So I'll toss that up here as well. And then I think, you guys, I literally think that's it. I mean, I've got a nice little hole here in the closet where I can put, these will go in the car. I don't know, something. We'll have space if we have like a bag for donation or something, which I do have these items to be donated. So maybe I'll plop them here, and then when my girlfriend gets back with the car, I can put them in there. Actually, it's a bad idea because I'm gonna forget those are in there. I'm gonna put them over here with the reusable bags. And here's the winter closet, you guys. I think that's it. Task done. I can check it right off my list. And that concludes my Thanksgiving reading vlog, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to give it a like, share, or subscribe. And I'm very excited to be starting some winter content moving into, dare I say, Christmas. So I can't wait to see you in my next video, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you next time.